Welcome to LiveDaf, your online Daf Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem, and welcome back to today's Daf Hayomi Maseches Tamid Daf Lamed Gimel. We are holding on Lamed Beis Amud Beis, 3 lines from the bottom, so it's Perak Chamishi, Mishnah Dalet. We are up to the Kteris. Says the Mishnah, Misha Zocha B'Kteris, the Kohen who was lucky enough to have the schus to do the Kteris, he would do as follows. He would take hold of the kaf, a large spoon, a large container, and this kaf would appear like a tarkav, a container called tarkav. Trei v'kaf, 2 plus 1. It would hold 3 kaf. V'kaf doimel tarkav gadol big tarkav shelza made of gold machzekes, which can contain shloisha kaf and 3 kaf. So that was the large container, into which they would place a small spoon, which would actually contain the kteris. So it would be situated in this large container to contain any spillovers, but the kteris was actually in the bazach, was in the smaller spoon inside this kaf. And this bazach was malay v'gadish kteris, filled to the brim, v'gadish, and even a bit more of kteris. So you have the bazach overfilled with kteris, situated in this safety net, in the tarkav, which was way bigger than it. The kisui hoyloi, and this bazach had a little cover. Ukamin metutelas hayalav. Some say metutelas means like a little ring, malamalam, attached to the top of the lid, so you can open and close that lid. Next Mishnah, Mishnah Zocha b'machta. Alongside this kohen, we needed another kohen to accompany him with the coals upon which the kteris was placed. Mishnah Zocha b'machta, the one who was zecha to do the machta, the shoveling and the transporting of the coals, natal machta zakesef, he would take hold of the silver shovel. He wouldn't use gold, even though eventually he would transfer the material to gold, which was the more elegant way of doing it, but as the Mepharshim explained based on the Gemara, that HaTorah chasa al mamoinon shal Yisrael, Torah is concerned about the welfare of the mammon, not to waste mammon of Yisrael. So initially, while they were handling the coals on the Mizbeach, which would wear down the shovel, he would go with silver, then he would upgrade to gold. Not a machtas hakesef, he takes hold of the silver shovel, ascends atop the Mizbeach, moves around the coals, takes a nice scoop of some nice coals, comes down off the Mizbeach, and he makes a pour over into a gold container, which was the actual container used for transporting the coals into the Heichel. Now the second container was a bit smaller than the first, about a kaf extra would spill over, land on the ground, which he would sweep into the stream. On Shabbos, where you can't put out coals, they would take this pesach, this large basin, and he would overturn it on the coals to keep them contained. Now this pesach was this huge kli, which can contain a lesach, which is a half a core, 15 saw, an immensely sized container. And this container had 2 chains, one on either side. What was the purpose of these chains? You see, as we're going to see soon, they used the container for a couple of things, one of which was called hitzah sadeshin. So when the Mizbeach would fill with ashes, they would empty out the ashes, transport it with this psachter outside Yerushalayim. So as they were sliding it down the ramp of the Mizbeach, it would require 2 kohanim to control, to direct its slide. Hence the 2 chains. It had 2 chains hanging on either side. One was on the sort of on the lower side as it's coming down the ramp, so the kohen in front would pull it down using that chain. And the one on the directly opposite side, which is now sort of further up the ramp, that's for the kohen on the other side to control, so that there's no flip overs. In fact, this psachter served three purposes in the Beis HaMikdash. First, as we said, they would cover the coals with this psachter, the coals that spilled on the ground on Shabbos, or if they found a dead lizard or something which is metame, it's Shabbos, it's muktzah, you can't move it out of the Beis HaMikdash, psachter right above it to protect the passerby from becoming tamei, and when it was time for clearing out the ashes, this was used to transport the ashes off the mizbech. So now we have the kohanim who were heading towards the heichal to do the burning of the ketores on the mizbech hapnim. Higiu ben ulam ulam mizbech. They arrived at the area called ben ulam ulam mizbech. So past the mizbech, almost at the ulam, the entry to the heichal. So at that point, they wanted to catch everybody's attention. Not al echdas magrefa, so a kohen would grab hold of the magrefa. Magrefa, we know, was one of the instruments which had a very loud and impressive sound. And some learned that's what he took over here. He took the instrument and he played out a nice sound. Bezerka, and he expressed. He made a nice blow, a nice sound, bein ulam mizbeach, in that area. Some learn that actually Zarka means literally he would throw it, and it would make such a loud clang, such a loud bang when it landed on the floor. Some learn that this magrefa is a totally different kli of the same name. It's not the instrument, it's a different type of kli. It's like a rake of some sort. With Zarka, he would toss it on the ground and it would make that loud clang. Bein ulam lamizbech. Ein adam shamea. The noise was so loud that you couldn't hear your friend talking to you. Ein adam shamea kol chaver. A person couldn't hear his friend speaking in the whole city of Yerushalayim. We call magrefa because of the loudness of the magrefa. Ushleisha dvarim mishameshes. Once again, it had a triple purpose. This magrefa. So just like the psachter was a multifunctional utensil, likewise the magrefa. First of all, koyin sheshameas koila. So in this case, actually, it was the same sound would have three repercussions, three effects, depending who you are. If you're a koyin, if you're a Levi, right? So koyin sheshameas koila. So koyin hears the sound. He knows it's time to come join his brethren. She'echav koyan nechos mishtachos. They're coming. They're going into the heichal to bow. I got to join them. And he comes running. Ben Levi hears the sound. He knows it's time for Shira. She knows that his brethren, the Levim, are coming and preparing for Shira. He comes running. And the supervisor of the Beis Av, of the Kohanim of that day, when he hears the magrefa, he knows it's time to do the following. He would take those Kohanim who became impure, which presumably involves an element of negligence. He would set them up a shar, Mizrach, the eastern shar, so everybody should see, and take lesson. So it provided deterrent for the Kohanim, lest they be negligent in maintaining the purity and disqualifying themselves from the Avodah. Okay, begin a new parak. Shishi. So now we have the Kohanim who are involved in the ketores, the coals, and they're traveling up the steps up to the ulam. Now there are two kohanim who are involved in cleaning out the mizbech pnimiyah, as we discussed in the past. They will go ahead. The one who was cleaning out the mizbech, nichnas, goes in. Remember, he left the container of the ashes. He goes and retrieves the ashes. Takes hold of the container of the ashes, and he bows to Hashem and he leaves. The one who was cleaning out the menorah, who left his pitcher of ashes in there, goes in to retrieve it as well. So he's in there and he sees the two lamps that he had left lit last time. So he cleans out the one that's closer to the east, but he leaves the one closer to the west. That's meant to be burning all day. In fact, that flame was used to light the rest of the lamps of the menorah in the evening. And this was a miraculous phenomenon, which lasted until Shimon HaTzaddik's Petira, that the Neiman Rabbi was a constant presence, indicating the constancy of the Shechina amongst Klal Yisrael. Matzai Shekava, at a time in history when we would not merit this tremendous nace, and he noticed that the Neiman Rabbi, in fact, was extinguished, and he cleans it out, but you have to relight it from the fire out in the Mizbeach HaChitzon. Notas HaKuz Malashniya takes hold of his container, which he had placed on the second step there. Vishtach V'yatze grabs the ashes, bows, and leaves. Now we're on the way in with the Ketores, the one who was holding the machta of the coals. Tzovar Asagachol Magam Mizbeach, he piles up the coals on Mizbeach, the gold Mizbeach, so he piles it up and then he flattens it out using the bottom of the shovel. Vishtach V'yatze bows and leaves. So you would take the spoon with the Ketores out of the large container, and he would take the kaf, give it to his friend or his relative who was helping him, who was standing nearby. Now, if some of the Ketores of the spoon spilled over into the container, so the friend who was helping him out would help him, would pour it into his cupped hands. And they would instruct the one that was mocked at the Ketores, who was now holding the Ketores in his cupped hands. So initially, when they gave him instructions to teach him the ins and outs of the Ketores, the Chachamim would teach him ahead of time to do it in a safe way. Be careful. So when you lay out the Ketores on the coals, don't start on the side closest to you, because then the fire is going to strike up, and by the time you're done, there's fire all around your hands. You might get burned. Rather, start from the far side and make your way back to yourself, so you're safe and sound. So you shouldn't burn yourself. So he began at the far side, and he's spreading out the Ketores, and he's coming out, meaning closer to himself. So he's pulling it over, and that was the Haktoras. Now before the Makter actually did the Haktorah, he would wait until the supervisor tells him, Hakter, do the Haktorah. If he was a Kohen Gadol doing the Haktorah, Mamuna would add a title. Ishi Kohen Gadol, I'm mastering Gadol, it's time for Haktor. Perishu. And actually there was a halacha that there was meant to be nobody found in that area, not in the Heichel, not even between the Ulam and Mizbeach during the Haktoras. So they would first make sure everything was, coast was clear, and in fact that's why the Mamuna was involved, giving instructions. Okay, first he would make sure the coast is clear, now it's done, okay, go ahead and do it. Perishu on V'hikter, everybody left the area, and he did the Haktorah, Vishtach, V'ibad, V'yatza, and he left the premises. Next parak, now, when the Kohen Gadol would go in to do his bowing, he had 3 Kohanim helping him out, 3 assistants. One supporting him to the right, one to the left, one supporting the precious stones on the ephod. So after the Kohen Gadol did the Hashtachava and the Heichel, and the Mamuna would hear his footsteps. He hears the Kohen Gadol leaving. He'd be standing by and lifting the curtain of the entry of the Heichel to allow him out. Nichnas v'shtach v'yatzas. Now the Mamuna went in and bowed and left. Now it was time for everybody. All the Kohanim would go in and do the same. So the 3 Kohanim who were involved in the Ketores, the one that did the Haktorah, the one that was involved in the coals, the one that was holding the container, they stationed themselves upon the steps of the Ulam. And the earlier two Kohanim who went in to clean up the Mizbeach and the Menorah, so we have a total of 5 Kohanim, they stood l'droim achem to the south of the these the 3 Kohanim that we just spoke of. So we have a total of 5 Kohanim there. V'chamisha kelim biyadim, and actually they had 5 kelim as well in their hands. Hateni, that was the container of the ashes of the Mizbeach HaPnimi. Biad echad, one was holding the teni. V'akuz, the pitcher for the menorah's ashes. Biad echad was in the hands of the other one. V'machta, biad echad, the machta in the hands of the kohen who had the machta. V'bazach, and the large container for the kteris. Biad echad, being held by the other kohen. And finally, v'kaf, and the spoon with the kteris itself. Kaf that was filled with the kteris before the haktorah, because suyo and its cover, biad echad, in the hand of its respective kohen. So each kohen had his sort of tools, his utensils. Uberchu sa'am bracha achas, and they turned to the Klal Yisrael and they conveyed the birchas kohanim. But it was done in one single continuous bracha. So without any interruptions for Amen, we do it in 3 sections. Elash Medina. In contrast to the way it's done outside the Mikdash, they do the same brachas kohanim, but they split into 3. If at Mikdash they did a bracha achas as 1. It's a Mikdash, it's a higher level bracha, closer to the source, uninterrupted, 1 continuous bracha. And there were several differences between the way it was done in the Mikdash and otherwise. For instance, by Mikdash hayu aimrim sashem kisavui. In the Mikdash they would say Yud Kei Vav Kei, the way it's written. Well, Medina, but outside the Mikdash, the way it's read, Aleph Dalet, etc., the way we do it today. Another difference, but Medina, in Medina, outside the Mikdash, the Kehanim lift their hands opposite their shoulder. They don't go beyond that. They don't go higher than that. But in the Mikdash, where the Shekhinah, the highest level, would rest on their fingers, they would lift their hands as high as possible, as close to the source as possible. But Mikdash al Gabi Rashain, over their heads. Chutz Mekayin Gadol, except for Gadol, who wouldn't go that high. Shem Magbi Yad L'Mal Tzitz, he wouldn't go beyond that tzitz on his forehead, which contained the Yud Kei Vav Kei Kodesh L'Hashem. So he would go up until that point. He'd be the Omer, even the Kohen Gadol. Av Kohen Gadol Magbi Yad L'Mal Tzitz, he would also go higher than tzitz. Shnei, as we find the pasuk, Yisa Arnas Yadav Elamai Varachim. Aaron Kohen lifted his hands way up when he did the brach. Says Mishnah Gimel, this whole system of the pious, where the Kohanim were involved, and that was on a regular day, but a Kohen Gadol had special privileges. He had a right to take over the business. He can do anything he chooses, any avodah, as per his whim. Let's say the Kohen Gadol decided to do the haktorah, meaning to place the avarim, the limbs of the carbon tamid, on the fire. So instead of the Kohen, he would do it. He would climb up the ramp, and his second in command to his right, when he gets to the halfway point of the kevesh, so his gun would support him on the right and help him up the kevesh. And he encounters the lineup of Kohanim who had brought the parts of the tamid onto the kevesh. So instead of them completing the job, he did it for them, but they were still involved in handing it to him. So we have a lineup of all the Kohanim holding their respective parts of the carbon. So the first Kohen on the line, the front Kohen would hand them the Rosh and Regel. The Kohen would sort of hold it, lean on it, an expression of respect, of honor, and throw it into the fire on the Mizbeach. The Kohen behind the first Kohen would now convey to the first Kohen his portion, the Shtei Yadayim, so like a conveyor belt. And the first Kohen would now give it to the Kohen Gadol, nice little Kohen Gadol, and again it repeats itself. So Kohen number 2 now leaves the premises, And number 3 moves up and takes his place, hands the lamps to the first kohen, over to the kohen gadol, onto the mizbeach. And this is the way they would convey to him all the ivarim. He would lean and put on the mizbeach. But Mashal writes, so now if he wants, kohen gadol could do the smicha v'acherem zarkin and have other kohen doing the actual throwing on a mizbeach. Now it's time for nisuch, for the pouring of the yayin. So we're facing the mizbeach. We're on the dorim of the mizbeach, up the ramp. The nisuch yayin took place on the left corner, but the halacha was that whenever you approach the mizbeach, you would go to the right. So in order to get all the way around to this corner, you have to make a full turn until you come back to this corner here. And that's what the kohen gadol would do. Baloi Lakev as the mizbeach is holding by doing hakafas around the mizbeach. How does he go around the mizbeach? Meichel u'masel. Where does he begin? Mekeren Doremis Mizrachas. So Dorem Mizrach is, if you're facing the front of the mizbeach, it's to your right. Mizrach is Tzvaynis, then over to the next corner. Tzvaynis Marabis over to the next corner. Marabis Remis till you come all the way around to this corner, which was to the left of the ramp. So at that point they handed him the wine for pouring. You have the skan who's standing up on the corner of the mizbeach way high. He's a signal man. Vasudar and biyada, he's holding the flags. You have 2 kohanim standing on the table, the stone table, which was meant for the placement of the fats, as we had in the other mishnayos. Holding 2 trumpets. Taku. So they do a tkiya, a trua, and a tkiya. And this is when they saw the skan waving his flag, signaling to start. They do the blowing of the chatzai trace. Bo ba'amdu etel ben arza, and these 2 kohanim would now position themselves by the conductor. Ben Arza was the conductor. 1 kohen on either side of him. Echad mimina b'echad b'smayla. Shachal anasach. Now the kohen is starting to bend down to do the nisuch yayin. And the skan standing next to him would notice that, and he would wave his signal, flag. Hikish ben Arza b'tzaltzal. Ben Arza would clang his cymbals, and that was the opening salvo for the Leviim to begin their shira, v'dibra Leviim b'shir, and they started chanting their poems, their shir, their tehillim, accompanied by the most beautiful music. Higiu leperik. Now the chapters were sort of split into sections. When they got to a section, they would stop, taku, shtachvu, ha'am. The kohanim would make a tkiya, and everybody would bow. And that was a recurring thing. I'll call perek. Every section they would stop, they would make a tkiya. I'll call tkiya every time they blew, shtachvu, they would bow. Zeu, Seder. This is the beautiful conclusion of the Seder of the Hatamid, La'avoida, Space of Lakena, which took place in Hashem's home. Yiratzan, should be Hashem's will, She'ibana, V'mher Remein Omer. Next mission. Speak about shir. What exactly did they sing? So this is what we say every morning, right? Hashir shalavim v'yayim shir v'samigdash, right? Hashir shalavim v'yayim v'samigdash. So interestingly, the chapters were chosen based on what occurred during Sheshis and Bereshis on that respective day. So b'yam rishon, the first day, they would say Lashem Haaretz Malaya. That's when Hashem began the Masa Bereshis. Bereshis Balakim Etzrayim Haaretz. So that song corresponded to that element of creation. What about Monday? Basheni Hayayimim Gadol Hashem Mulul Moed Berlakin Al Kachay. Explains the Rush. How does that correspond to Monday? Al Shem Shechalak Masav Amalach Aleim B'Nes Alav Yashvak Kisek Avoda. Hashem split the water. Hashem arranged things, and His kingship was established. Bashlishi Tuesday, where the Aretz was now revealed as a place of judgment, as a place where the Dayanim organized the world. In fact, Hashem is present when judgment takes place. B'Revi, on Wednesday, when Hashem activated the illuminators, they would say, Kel Nukamas Hashem, Kel Nukamas Afiyah. The Parish explains the Nakama, the punishment attributed to those who worship these illuminators. On Thursday, Shaboy Nibru Mili Balechayim, says the Mefarish, V'esh B'zeh Ploim, Pnei Achiluk, Shebebeneim, the extensiveness, the beauty, the intricacy that we find amongst all the beautiful, varied creatures. Likewise, they would sing a song which reflected that appreciation. Sing to Hashem, Vashishi, which was the completion of Masa Bereshis, when Adam Rishon was created, Vashisha Imrim, who recognizes Hashem, Hashem Malach gave us Lavish, V'goymer, etc. Shabbos, Shabbos is the day of rest. Mizmor Shilim HaShabbos, which is a Mizmor Shilas Lavai, reminiscent of the singing of the song of eternity. Liyam Shekulu Shabbos, the day of eternal rest. U'menucha, forever and ever with Hashem Yisbarach, l'chayu elamim, she'ol b'zaycha, chayim nitzchim, l'chayu elamim, har melech b'zman shukayim gadol. Slika lam, Mesechus Tamid, Suras Tevez, and Mazel Tov.